Three things cannot long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Buddha.
Hi, my name is Moses Hodding, and I'm 9 years old. Thank you for having me.
Moses had no idea that those 17 little words would change his life forever. But they would. It was the audition for the Nat Love Montessori talent show, and he was, as he would say,
crazy nervous.
It was also the first time that Moses had tried out for anything at Nat Love Montessori School. And well,
I was a little freaked out.
We got it. Those words,
Hi, my name is Moses, blah, blah, blah.
Those words were the cue for Jeannie Franklin to press play on the stereo, starting the audition music for Moses' audition song.
Got it.
Jeannie Franklin was an uncharacteristically well-dressed sixth grader whose J.Crew baby blue button-down, well-pressed khakis, and extremely dog-eared biology book tucked perpetually under her arm made her look more like a teacher's assistant than a sixth grader, and that suited her just fine. Moses gave her the cue just as planned, but instead of the music starting, something strange happened.
My head started racing and I felt this warm chill come over me. It started from my feet and then shot up all the way to my head. The next thing I remember, I was waking up to Miss Aboshela shaking me and asking me if I was okay.
Miss Aboshela was one of Moses' favorite teachers, and she had been his homeroom teacher since the 4th grade. She stood about 5'5", which put her about 1 inch taller than Jeannie Franklin. However, what she lacked in stature, she made up in authority. Don't get me wrong, she was one of the nicest and coolest teachers in school, but even still, no one dared to give her a hard time. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the fact that she was a 3-time state judo champion. A piece of information passed down from former student to new student. And it probably didn't hurt that she was the main character in what came to be known as the event. The event, as it was called, was legendary, hence the name, The Event. Details of the event were included in practically every new student orientation packet at Nat Love. I think the news article about the event was inserted right after the flyer for cafeteria lunches. Okay, not really, but it might as well have been. You see, the event was the story of Miss Aboshela's shoulder tossing and then pinning a 220-pound thief on the Channel 7 News back in 2011. Legend has it that Miss Aboshela was walking into a convenience store and never heard the clerk scream, "Stop that man!" As the story goes, she opened the door to the store and looked up to see a masked man running right towards her. What happened next was like something out of a Jackie Chan movie. Miss Aboshela grabbed the lunging thief by the arm and flipped him over her shoulder like a burly, long-bearded fisherman would toss a tuna at an Alaskan fish market. The thief smacked on the ground with a thud that rivaled the crack of thunder in the middle of a huge Texas thunderstorm. The best part is that after she flipped him, she kept him pinned to the ground until the police arrived.
Now, stay put.
The rest, as they say, is history. Needless to say, the fact that Miss Aboshela was the one waking Moses up gave him a sense of comfort.
Moses, can you hear me?
She asked.
I guess I fainted before I could start. Nerves. Who knew?
Moses groggily recalled. Miss Aboshela seemed more freaked out about his fainting than Moses was. And she never got freaked out.
What happened?
Moses asked her, still out of it from fainting.
You, fainted.
She answered.
Are you okay?
She asked.
Yes, ma'am. Can I try again?
Moses asked, still a little out of it. Miss Aboshela grabbed his hand and effortlessly whisked him up onto his feet, one-handed no less.
Man, she's strong,
he thought to himself.
I think you're done for today,
she said, brushing the dust off of his clothes.
Why don't you go see the nurse and tell her what happened?
She softly suggested.
Give this to her when you get there.
She scribbled something on a piece of paper and handed it to Moses, ushering him towards the door. As his eyes started to refocus, he noticed that the other teachers in the room had puzzled looks on their faces. They all looked like they were frozen or in shock or something. Their mouths hung open and their faces stood still, almost as if they were in suspended animation.
This is kind of creepy,
Moses thought. He had the feeling that something was really wrong, but Miss Aboshula assured him that everything was fine.
Everything is okay. Now go.
He wanted to let it go, but something just didn't feel right. It felt like something worse or weirder than a kid fainting had just happened. Even Jeannie Franklin, biology book still under her arm, was standing there with her mouth wide open, looking at him like she had seen an alien or something. So, as he walked past her to get out of the room, he did what anyone else would do if an annoying 6th grader were staring at them. He stuck his tongue out at her as he passed by on the way out the door, of course. The even weirder part of all these things was that she didn't even react with one of her smart aleck comments. She just stared back at him.
Now that was weird,
he thought.
Tune in next week for another episode.